Don't bust yourself with aces too. That would be very unfortunate.
What makes you believe you're going to get aces?
Pass.
Raise again.
Takes
Raise to
220.
Raise them all,
total.
fish. Every
Pass.
pot.
Call.
Dank,
Pass.
Mr. Bait.
Pass.
Checking.
Check. Check. $6,000. Called. Check. 14,000.
Raise it.
Raise.
$26.
26,000 more.
All in.
All in.
Fishy, fishy, fishy. Who knew I'd make a full house this early in the game, buddy? I think it's bye-bye, Phil. I don't know how I can lay this down.
You're the best.
I'm trying to lay this down, but I can't do it. How much does he have? Did he turn nines full on me?
$53,000.
Wow. This is sick. Well, this is what it's going to take to get me out of the Premier League. Hands like this one, I guess. I can't lay this down. Sixes full is good.
Ace 5.
Oh, I had nothing. Not even a pair. 7-8, I made a straight in the end.
Really?
Yeah,
You had 7-8?
made a straight in the end.
That sucked into.
Made a straight in the end. Fish. What the
There's no question, Phil, if Vanessa Russo can come out of this with 6 points,
Yeah, right.
she's going to have a remarkable result considering
If she can last one more
Customer
position, she's going to
service.
get 6 points out of it.
Here, give me
And,
3
you
of
know,
them. I don't want to
she's-
go crazy with it.
considering what she's been through today, that would be
This is not a
amazing.
betting situation. This is just a switching chips situation. That didn't hurt so bad.
Schwartz, Locke, they are not going to be happy with 6 points.
Oh.
Small blind, big blind.
Raised to 42,000. Call.
Luke, Bubblegum, Schwartz, and Phil,
Heads up.
hopefully not Cherry Bomber, Lock, about to play a hand.
Well, King 7 for a lock. What's Luke got? Ooh.
You're playing it without your shades on? You have heart. You have heart, you know? I want to do this. I'm like, you know, I have position in them.
These pots are big already. 84,000. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Is he going
Phil
broke
Lock
here?
Flops top full. No.
Quick call, quick
Bet
call. You know what that
40,000.
means? Like quad kings. Be very careful, kid.
Look at Luke. He's hating this. Can he get away from this, and how?
Well, I mean, he has a lot of chips. He doesn't have to go broke unless Phil Lock. Phil Lock might not play it to break him. You know, I mean, right?
This pot's so big already. I mean, could Locke just
Check.
Check.
float him here with nothing?
Wow, lock checked right behind
Yeah.
him. Wow. That's strong. So now Luke has to value bet it, and Phil Lock's going to raise him 100,000.
What's in the pot? He's spread it.
And Locke's played this well. It's because of what happened that other hand, right? With the 3-7s, right?
Yep.
He lost Luke on the turn and now hopes to get him on the
So
river.
about 160 in the pot.
So he's falling for it. Locke's trapped him. Does he have any instincts? that say
God, I
maybe
mean,
he's
how
in
is Phil
trouble?
Lock running? Oh my God. I mean, against kings, he flopped a set of 8s. Against queens, he flopped a full house. He flopped the queen's dead. I mean, how
He
hard is
flopped
that?
the
He took
queen's
king
dead.
7 offsuit against 2 queens and
bad.
flopped the guy dead.
He flopped him dead.
Now Luke might bet 8. I don't even know what he'll bet. He might bet 80,000, and Phil.
I'm all in. So sick.
Raise
So
all in.
You just flop a house on me twice. So sick.
Ah, he knows it.
It's not like I have aces or anything, even though I do. That's how sick it is. It's just too stupid.
137. First bet, raise all in.
He knows, doesn't he?
Well, I mean, he'd do. I mean, look. I mean, Phil just moved in so quickly there.
It's just too sick.
I mean, look, Phil Lock, I mean, would never try to bluff here. He has to have it like 100% of the time. I mean,
And he knows it had to be a house because he wouldn't have checked 3 kings. Is that what
I
it
mean, he
is?
bet 140,000 to 160,000. He has to have it.
How do you not shove 7s pre-flop, yeah? And you're just checking behind the turn with king 8 suited. King 8 of spades you could have.
He's a pretty good hand reader. This is amazing. Is he getting away from this here?
Well, I
I
mean,
mean, it's not like you expect me to fold for this much more, is it? It's just too sick.
yeah. Yeah, he has to fold. He has to make the tough laydown. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Wow.
When I fold, how much to show? This is too sick. I bet 80k on the river instead of 130 as well. So dumb.
Yeah, I don't like that bet. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought 80 or 90 was just much better. I mean, and then maybe he only raise you 80 or 90, and maybe you have to call that, but you're still in there.
He's not happy about it.
I mean, there's no way in a million years we're good enough to bluff here, so just gotta fold. But it's just too sick. How am I beat here? I'm so sick.
He does remind me of myself a little bit that way.
$200, show me now. You owe me 400.
He reminds me so much of you.
Calls my raise with king 7 off when I've got aces. Just doesn't make any sense. Flops a house, flops a set, flops a house, flops a set.
He could be Helmuth. He could be you.
Wait a minute, there's a
I
European
shouldn't have bet so
helmet?
much on the river. I was going for the.
Tony G's got the kings again.
Unbelievable.
I mean,
King.
yeah, somebody's gonna slip up. Somebody is bound to slip up.
Yeah, I don't see anybody slipping up here. Nobody has anything. And this is going to be very frustrating for Tony G. Well, I take it back. Patrick, we've seen him make some moves with ace-4s already. That's one of the hands he likes to play.
What kind of history do Patrick and Tony G have, I wonder? Obviously, they were in different groups in this Premier League, but they certainly go back a few years in the top tier gambling.
I would guess they haven't had a lot of history. They might have played on a high-stakes cash game once or so, but Patrick is going to make the call. And Tony G finally getting some action on the kings. Let's see if he wants it.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Ace, ace, 4, a full house for Patrick Antonius.
Mike, this is going to get ugly. I do believe that these cards are going to get shown, And I think that Zasko, who now rests on the top of Tony G's chips, might find himself out in the dog pound.
Well, let's go and check again on the turn. How can he check kings twice here? Now the 3 of clubs comes off. Patrick has to make a bet here at this pot, doesn't he? Man's checked twice in a row. He's checking again.
Checked again? Oh no! Tony G's taking the bait!
Bet 40.
He took the bait!
Well, he took the bait, and now he's going to be so angry because
he's hooked.
He's not going to see the hand. Obviously,
I don't know.
unbelievable that Patrick checked the 3rd time there, knowing how quick Tony G was checking behind him.
Mike, I mean, this could be the end of Tony. How big is Patrick going to raise right now?
When he raises, Tony's going out, I promise you. And Tony's going to be kicking himself for betting here. He checked it twice. He just couldn't stand it a 3rd time. Well, look at all the time.
Right now, there's a quiet on the table. There's a calm, and it's only the calm before the storm.
Raise.
Well, look at this. Tony's shaking his head.
170.
He knows he's been had.
What a slippery play by Patrick, and just outstanding. I'm trapped, Tony says. I know I'm trapped.
Yeah. Look at the size of the raise too. 140,000, 130,000. This is just like a frustration call here.
Call.
That's a bad call by Tony, I think. Patrick's just not going to make a play here in that spot without an ace in that spot at a minimum.
So 6 kings. Hold on, Patrick. That's the patience.
Oh, he hates that. That could have been his Premier League.
I got king.
Checked, checked, checked. And the flop just hated him, Mike.
Incredible. What a dealer this guy is.
How could you play the hand any better? Checking 3 times in a row. Finally, Tony takes the bait and fell right in the well.
He was drawing dead on the flop.
You're the best.
I mean, with 2 kings. And Tony has checked it 3 times, Mike. It's like he knew what Tony had.
Well, just incredible. I think anybody would have bet that hand after the guy checked a couple times to you. You're finally going to bet 2 kings. It's just amazing. He didn't have to pay off the extra 130,000 though.
I mean,
Ryan Smith is definitely going to have a good opportunity to make some money here.
I met with the old deuce 3 on the button, and she's got Channing in the small. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Oh, really?
Now we can see our action right here.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with the flush draw on board, Channing is not going to be too quick to give her credit for a better hand.
How can he?
When are you going to call it?
Wednesday.
He's going to be thinking only pocket 5s and like ace 5 beat him pretty much.
And, you know,
And he's going to see all those draws.
Now,
She got the colours wrong. Go on, let her take it back. It's okay.
Yeah, and Annette has to raise right now. I mean, it's just...
because there's so many hands that Channing could be be willing to get it in with, sort of thing.
Exactly, and from Channing's perspective, he's going to be thinking, and that could just be making a play. She could have a billion different draws. He's not going to be thinking she has a better hand too often. We'll just see how much trouble he gets himself in here.
It's amazing because most players would have re-raised Channing. He's not the kind of guy who loves to get it in big on the flop, but now actually.
See, the stacks were actually pretty good for Channing to go ahead and just get it in there. If they had been 20K deep, I might like a call a little more, but I probably prefer just popping it back and getting it in.
Is there any way Channing doesn't go broke here? And Annette has to think about making sure she bets this heavy enough to get this paid off big, right?
Yeah, exactly. She should be making pretty large bets because for Channing to call, you know, he could even be as strong as like ace king now when he calls the raise out of position and then the king turns. So she's loving that card, and actually Channing's loving that card because he's not putting her on an ace king, and he's still got her on a number of like 6-8 of spades and 3-6 of spades and random like jack-10 of spades and maybe a bluff that decided a 2-barrel. Now that's unfortunately going to kill a lot of the action. That's going to save Channing a lot of money there.
4,200 pounds in this pot, and right, a big part of Annette's range from the way Channing perceives it is the spades, but still still, you feel like he may just check and call here, or what's this?
This is definitely odd here. He must be going for something real small.
2-5 play. It's 2,350.
Call. Call.
Cool.
Yeah.
2-5.
And somewhere, he made that decision quick, somewhere between a blocking bet and a value. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's going there for, because if he was going to call if he was going to put more money in the pot, he probably should have been better off letting Annette maybe go for a triple barrel bluff, maybe try and pick off some 6-7s or some 3-6s, some of those busted straight draws that missed. If he's got to put more money in. I mean, checking and folding was an option too for him.
Everyone, he's got 15,000 mind for the last hour.
Wow, this is a good spot for Torelli. Trickett's open this pot. Lock called, Jungle Man called from the button, and now Trickett's picked up this, Torelli's picked up this hand in the big blind.
Rear is 2,800.
It's a fairly sturdy re-raise.
Call.
How much, Phil?
And fold.
Do you have another stack of yellow? I can't see.
Oh,
Like, do you have 10 in yellow
yeah,
or
I'm
like
gonna
30?
do it. I'm gonna expose
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
But Locke's peeled off the flop here. Now, these guys are deep. They're both like 50,000 deep. Holy Toledo. Aces against the flop straight.
Yeah, this could be a big pot here, but Torelli's unlikely to lose a very big hand with aces here.
Well, now the pot's already 7,000. So, I mean, like, unless he's just going to go check, call, if he leads and Locke calls, I mean, this pot can get so big so fast. Is the mistake, Scott, or not the mistake, the clue, if there's ever going to be one for Torelli, that as soon as he gets called here by Locke, he'll realize it really hits Locke's sort of set mining range or something like that?
Yeah, sets, and obviously when he hits this board, he hits it pretty well. If he doesn't hit a set or a straight, he's going to hit a pair and a straight draw.
Bet 3,000.
And Phil looks a very small bet, 3,000, less than half pot. Decides to just check call, and this is why. I mean, Alex was playing this hand very well now.
Well,
right now.
but even playing it like this.
It's actually a great card for Alec. Brings, you know, a 4-card straight on the board.
8,450.
Now he can beat even less.
That's 8,000.
Even then, you know, if he had a straight draw, he got there with an 8. If he had a 10 in his hand, he likely also had a, you know, 2 pair now with a 9 or a 7.
So hard to lay down aces head up still.
I think he can do this right here on the turn, and he just can lose the minimum if he can find a fold here.
He just knows, doesn't he, Scott, that there could be another bet. The next bet could be...
I mean, that's what he's thinking in his mind right now. He's thinking, I might have the best hand, but am I willing to call a bet on the river that's going to be 20,000? And I don't think he is with this board complexion. Not to mention, the board can just get worse. An 8 comes, and what does he do? Or a jack. I mean, like, there's a lot of bad river cards to even compound things, but Phil just has to hit this board in so many ways, at least a piece of it. He very rarely has absolutely nothing here.
And I think overall, Locke is going to be best barreling the river big, don't you? It's such a polarizing bet right now. If he was bluffing, he would do it.
Yeah, he's got 36,000. He could, I mean, his stack size is where he can ship it here if he wanted to. Yep, and he does. He bets 36,000 into 30,000, which is basically a pot-size shove. And this is so polarized. He either has a straight or he doesn't.
35,
it even brings a backdoor flush, but Phil isn't concerned about that. He decides to ship it because if Torelli had the flush anyway, he would have bet and called off, so it made no difference.
This is now potentially the biggest pot of Big Game 6 so far. Torelli, you always have aces in these spots, don't you? He's calling! He called him! He flopped the straight!
Bravo.
He flopped the straight. He got paid off all in on the river after the 10 came and the club. And Alec knows.
I think I have you covered, right?
Yeah.
Alec knows he was supposed to fold. It was just that little thing. He went with his gut there. He went with his gut, and his gut was wrong. And Scott, he is buried now. He is now. He's just lost his profit. He was the big winner. Phil Locke has got all the money, and he's going nowhere. This is after Jennifer Tilly took 100,000 pounds out of the last game.
Now
These guys own the big game.
Yeah, he bought him for 20,000, and now that's almost all gone. He had Phil covered there, but not by much. He's down to just around 4,000, and it could potentially change the whole dynamic of the table.